is the myth true? Is a weak peso good for OFW families?
I guess in terms of purchasing power, with the exchange rate moving the way it's been moving, each dollar gets their beneficiaries a little more peso bang for their buck. On the flip side, imported inflation is causing the price of goods and services to rise now by 5.4% and likely 6% in the next few months. So yes, they're beneficiaries of remittances get a little more peso, but because of the inflation dynamics, that purchasing power is probably just washed out.
Okay, definitely in a way, of course, offsetting those possible gains from remittances there. But like you heard George Bercelon earlier in the broadcast here from PCCI, worrying that, this might lead to further spike in prices. Which do you think are the industries most heavily affected here by the weakening of the currency?
Well, I think all, given the fact that we need transport sort of incorporated in goods and services, heavy commodities that we need to move around. I think these are all likely to see price increases as, given the fact that oil prices are here at these levels and here to stay, there's no way that these firms can continue to hold off on price increases anymore. And we're likely to see all these inflationary pressure continue to pervade. This is what they call second round effects. As firms have no choice but to increase prices and unfortunately pass it on to the consumer.
Okay, Nicky, of course, point of the conversation really is a weak peso. But on the flip side, give us an idea as well. Up to what level is a strong peso also bad?
Well, the whole argument that a strong peso erodes export competitiveness is, I guess, in theory grounded, because if your currency strengthens too much, your exports become relatively more expensive to world markets. But the Philippines has traditionally been an importing country. Therefore, we rely less on our export receipts for our, I guess, economic growth strategy. The goal of the BSP is to try to ensure that the peso is stable more than anything. Not so much that they favor a particular strengthening or weakening of the currency, but that it moves in line with market fundamentals and that the peso depreciation or appreciation can be orderly.
And then, Nicky, of course, you've also heard incoming BSP Governor Felipe Medalla saying that, this is a strong dollar problem, not so much a weak peso problem, in a way also shutting down critics who have said at least that, the peso dropped to a record low due to the BSP's dovishness on inflation. Your thoughts on that? And what do you think is a level that's going to at least worry the BSP here?
Yeah, just to his credit, we currently are in a strong dollar environment with the Fed increasing rates very aggressively. I guess the right level would be to have the peso, what they call the middle of the pack in terms of depreciation, or the middle of the pack with regard to appreciation in the region. Since he made those comments on June 10, the Philippine peso has been the worst performing currency, now down about 3%. I think we're trading at 54.60 now. These are multi-year lows or weakness for the peso. So it's still a strong dollar theme, but the peso is clearly underperforming. And to think that this is nothing to do with the perceived dovishness of the BSP, I think we have to revisit that, given the fact that the currency is now the worst performing currency in the region.